In the grand halls of the Galactic Summit, where the most powerful alien empires gathered to discuss politics, trade, and security. Earth was little more than a curiosity backwater world, too primitive to warrant serious attention. The conference room buzzed with conversations in countless languages, punctuated by bursts of laughter whenever Earth was mentioned. Ambassador Vreth, a tall, multi-eyed diplomat from the Ixtar Dominion, leaned back on his crystalline chair and scoffed. Primitive Earth. Why do they even send representatives? They have barely scratched the surface of space travel. It is amusing. Around the table, nods and chuckles spread. Most agreed that humanity was a minor species, isolated on a blue-green planet orbiting a small yellow star. They lacked the vast fleets or ancient technologies that others wielded effortlessly. Yet, on Earth, a very different story was unfolding. Hidden deep beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean in a sprawling, secretive research complex known only to a handful of top scientists and military leaders, teams worked feverishly. The world above remained unaware, busy with everyday life, politics, and economy. Oblivious to the breakthrough about to emerge, Dr. Lena March, one of the leading quantum physicists on Earth, stared intently at the swirling holographic display. In front of her, "If the calculations hold, this is it," she said softly. "We've cracked the code for instantaneous teleportation on a massive scale." Around her, engineers and programmers exchanged excited glances. For decades, Earth scientists had dreamed of bending space-time to move objects instantaneously. But the energy requirements and stability had made it impossible until now. This technology could revolutionize travel, communication, and defense, said General Marcus Chen, the military overseer of the project. Imagine warships that can appear anywhere without warning, changing the balance of power across the galaxy. Lena nodded. Exactly. But we must be cautious. If the wrong factions learn too soon, we could become targets before we're ready. Above, all Earth's leaders had agreed on one thing. Secrecy was paramount. Earth had long been seen as weak and unimportant, but that perception was about to be shattered. Meanwhile, back at the Galactic Summit, the alien empires debated Earth's place in the galactic order. Trade routes were drawn, alliances renewed, and conflicts simmered, but none included Earth as a significant player. Ambassador Vreth concluded, "If Earth ever develops such technology, we will have plenty of warning. For now, they are no threat." But one young delegate, curious and open-minded, watched the exchange silently. Claren, of the Solari species, known for their empathy and curiosity, felt a flicker of doubt. Perhaps we should not underestimate humanity. They have survived against many odds on a harsh planet. Who knows what secrets they hold? Her words were mostly ignored, dismissed as naive idealism. As Earth's secret project neared completion, the first teleporting warship, a sleek vessel named the Phoenix, prepared for its maiden test. The world above was none the wiser as the ship's systems powered up, humming with unprecedented energy. Inside the control room, Captain Elias Ryder took a deep breath. "This is for all of humanity," he murmured. With a flash of light and a shimmer in the fabric of space, the Phoenix vanished from the underwater base. Seconds later, it reappeared miles away above the Pacific Ocean. The stars reflected in its gleaming hull. The test was a success, unknown to the galaxy. A new era had begun, one where Earth would rise not as a primitive backwater, but as a powerful player armed with technology that would rewrite the rules of engagement. And when the time came to reveal their strength, the laughter would stop. The Galactic Summit had barely recovered from the shockwaves caused by humanity's sudden technological leap, though most alien leaders remained skeptical. How could a species dismissed as primitive just months ago suddenly master teleportation warships? Back on Earth, the Phoenix was only the beginning. within massive secret shipyards hidden beneath the Siberian tundra and the Sahara Desert. More vessels were being constructed, each designed for instantaneous teleportation. The fleet was growing, quiet but unstoppable. Dr. Lena March stood beside Commander Elias Ryder in the control room of the Earth's orbital command station, watching streams of data flood their monitors. Our research teams have refined the teleportation protocols. We can now safely teleport entire squadrons over vast distances. Ryder nodded. Good. It's time to send a message, one they can't ignore. Earth's leaders had long debated the best way to announce their presence. Overt aggression would alienate the galaxy. Silence would maintain their status as outcasts. Instead, they chose a middle path, a demonstration of power combined with a call for peace. A massive, crypted broadcast was prepared, a message encoded in multiple galactic languages, broadcast simultaneously across known space. It began with images of Earth's natural beauty, its diverse cultures, and the spirit of humanity. Then, it shifted to footage of the teleporting warships, appearing and disappearing in bursts of light, their agility unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Finally, the message concluded with a clear declaration: humanity sought alliance and cooperation, but would fiercely defend their place in the galaxy. The signal was sent through powerful arrays on Earth and relayed by satellites orbiting every inhabited planet in the system. The message spread like wildfire. In the Galactic Summit, the broadcast was received with mixed reactions. Some leaders watched in disbelief, others with alarm. Ambassador Vreth paced angrily. This is an affront. They flaunt technology that could destabilize centuries of balance. In contrast, Talaran of the Solari whispered to her council, "This is a chance. Earth is offering friendship, but we must listen carefully." Across the galaxy, fringe factions and smaller civilizations marveled at the display. Many had long felt oppressed by dominant powers and saw in humanity a symbol of defiance and hope. However, not all welcomed the message. The Zarkoth Dominion, a secretive and powerful empire, convened in darkness. Their leaders serpentine. Eyes glinted with suspicion. Humans seek to upset the order. Their technology threatens our supremacy. We must act. Meanwhile, a small delegation of curious species sent ships to Earth's coordinates, eager to witness the teleportation. Technology firsthand. These exploratory vessels approached cautiously, scanning the planet's defenses and technology. On Earth, the humans prepared to receive these visitors. Ambassador Sarah Leon led the diplomatic team, ready to answer questions and foster trust. When the alien ships arrived, Earth's teleporting warships materialized suddenly around them, silent, swift, and impossible to ignore. The aliens watched in awe and unease as the humans demonstrated flawless control, teleporting their ships in complex maneuvers that defied known physics. "Your technology is unlike anything we imagined," said one alien captain, a tall figure, with silver skin and multiple limbs. "How did a species we deemed primitive reach such heights?" Sarah smiled. "Our history is one of survival, innovation, and relentless curiosity. We never claimed to be the most advanced, but we are determined. Our technology is a reflection of our spirit." Back in the Galactic Summit, debates intensified. The question was no longer whether humans could be ignored, but how to respond to their sudden rise. Some advocated for open cooperation, seeing humanity as a valuable ally. Others warned that underestimating humans had been a grave mistake. For Earth, the message was clear. The galaxy had taken notice. The time for secrecy was over. Humanity would no longer be the silent observer. They were stepping onto the galactic stage, as the alien visitors prepared to return with reports of Earth's capabilities. The seeds of a new galactic order were planted, one in which humanity was no longer the underdog, but a power to be reckoned with. The galaxy had barely absorbed humanity's bold broadcast when the unthinkable happened. In an instant, dozens of teleporting warships blinked into existence around the galactic capital. A sprawling nexus of power where the most influential species gathered. Their sudden appearance shocked everyone, sending ripples through the political and military spheres. Ambassador Rest's usual arrogance shattered into stunned silence as he stared at the sleek human vessels materializing like ghosts. Impossible! How could they appear here without detection? In the heart of the capital, massive observation decks offered views of the shimmering fleet. Alien diplomats scrambled to alert their leaders and mobilize defenses. Yet, no attack came. Instead, the human ships held formation, their hulls gleaming with advanced alloys that shimmered under the distant stars. Commander Elias Ryder stood on the flagship Phoenix, overseeing the operation. His voice was calm but firm as he addressed his crew. "We're here to demonstrate our technology and our commitment to peace. Remember, the galaxy has underestimated us for too long." With the press of a button, a message broadcast across all channels in every major galactic language. "People of the galaxy, Earth does not see conquest, but respect. Our teleporting warships are a testament to our resolve and our willingness to protect ourselves and our allies. We invite you to join us in a new era of cooperation." The announcement sent shockwaves across the capital and beyond. Reactions were mixed. Some leaders feared this display was a prelude to invasion. Others recognized the opportunity for a powerful new ally. A select few, including Ambassador Tlaren, saw the potential for lasting change. "I told you not to dismiss them," she said quietly to her aides. "Humanity has arrived." Within hours, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Leaders debated fiercely over how to respond to this unprecedented event. General Krath of the Vorvax Empire was blunt. "We cannot allow Earth's sudden rise to upset the balance. We must prepare our fleets and counter their technology." The Solari, led by Tlaren, urged caution. "We must learn from them, not rush to conflict. Their teleportation capability could save countless lives if used wisely." Amid the turmoil, smaller species whispered about the possibility of siding with humanity, hoping to break free from the shadow of the dominant empires. Back on Earth, the mood was solemn but hopeful. Ambassador Sarah Leon monitored the Galactic reactions closely. "This is just the beginning," she said. "We have shown strength. Now we must prove that our intentions are honorable." Meanwhile, the human fleet prepared for a demonstration unlike any other. At a prearranged site near the capital, they invited representatives from every major faction to witness a live exercise. The demonstration began with a sudden vanishing of the entire fleet, only for them to reappear simultaneously in a perfect circle around the capital. Their teleportation precise and synchronized, in simulated battle drills. Human warships materialize behind mock enemy lines, disabling targets with swift strikes before teleporting away without a trace. The audience watched in awe and unease, realizing that traditional defensive measures were suddenly obsolete. Some speculated the humans' technology was powered by an unknown energy source or exotic physics. Others worried about the implications. Could teleportation be weaponized to devastating effect? Yet, the humans remained firm in their message of peace. "Our technology is a shield as much as a sword," Commander Ryder explained during a diplomatic briefing. "We will defend our home and our allies, but we seek partnership, not war." As the day ended, the galactic capital was transformed. The once dismissive leaders could no longer ignore humanity. Discussions began on how to integrate Earth into the galactic community, and how to respond to this seismic shift in power. The arrival of the fleet marked a turning point. The galaxy had laughed at primitive Earth. But now it faced a new reality, one where humans were no longer the underdogs, but a force capable of reshaping the future. The air in the galactic capital remained thick with tension in the days following the arrival of humanity's teleporting fleet. Alien leaders met behind closed doors, debating how to respond to a power they had long dismissed, now glaringly undeniable. On the Phoenix, Commander Elias Ryder prepared for the next phase, a public demonstration of the teleporting warships. Capabilities designed not to intimidate, but to educate and impress. The event was carefully planned to include alien delegates and independent observers. Ryder stood on the bridge, gazing out at the fleet assembled in orbit around a neutral planet chosen for its strategic location and uninhabited nature. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Cale Maureen, approached, his expression serious but respectful. "This demonstration could change everything," Cale said quietly. "Or make us more enemies," Ryder replied. "Either way, it's a risk we have to take." The warships lined up in formation, their hulls gleaming under the planet's sun. At Ryder's command, the fleet vanished from their positions, a blink in space and time, reappearing several kilometers away in a synchronized display of power and precision. Gasps rippled through the alien observers. Many species had never witnessed teleportation on such a scale, and the speed and coordination were breathtaking. Next came the tactical drills. The human warships simulated a multi-vector assault against a fleet of drones, designed to mimic the capabilities of the galaxy's most feared combat vessels. The drones surged forward, confident in their speed and firepower, but the humans vanished before the drones could target them, reappearing behind enemy lines, disabling key systems with pinpoint strikes before blinking away again. "Unpredictable," muttered an elder from the Threx coalition. "They are like shadows, impossible to catch." In the viewing gallery, Ambassador Sarah Leon watched closely. She could see the mixture of awe and apprehension in the faces around her. This was more than a show of strength, it was a message. As the demonstration concluded, Ryder addressed the crowd. "This technology changes the rules of engagement. It can protect, it can defend, but it can also destroy. We do not seek war. We seek understanding and cooperation." The aliens were left with a difficult choice: accept humanity as a new power and potential partner, or reject them and risk destabilizing the galaxy. Some factions saw the opportunity immediately. The Solari, led by Ambassador Tlaren, stepped forward with a proposal to establish a joint research initiative aimed at understanding and safely expanding teleportation technology. Others remained skeptical, particularly the militaristic Vorvax Empire. General Krath issued a stark warning: "Such power in untested hands is a danger to us all. We must prepare defenses against teleporting attacks." Underground resistance groups on various planets saw humanity's rise as a symbol of hope. They began covertly reaching out, inspired by Earth's determination and ingenuity. Meanwhile, Earth's leaders continued to face challenges at home. Skeptics worried that revealing too much of their technology might provoke hostility or spark an arms race. Balancing transparency with caution became a delicate act. In a secure conference room beneath the surface of New York City, Dr. Lena March and General Chen debated the way forward. "If we share too freely, we risk everything," Chen argued. "But if we isolate ourselves, we might never fully realize the potential of this technology," Lena countered. "The galaxy is bigger than Earth. Cooperation is the only way." As the debate raged, an urgent alert arrived: an unidentified fleet was approaching a remote human colony on the edge of explored space. The response would test Earth's resolve and the power of their teleporting warships. Commander Ryder was ordered to lead a rapid deployment. Using their technology, the human fleet teleported across light years. Arriving in moments rather than days, they found the colony under siege by mercenaries, desperate and outgunned. The teleporting warships struck swiftly, disabling enemy ships and evacuating civilians with flawless efficiency. This rapid, decisive action silenced many critics. Humanity had proven that their technology was not just theoretical or defensive, it could be used to save lives and uphold justice. Back in the galactic capital, news of the rescue spread quickly. Support for including Earth as a formal member of the Galactic Council grew stronger as the sun set over the neutral planet where the demonstration had taken place. Ryder allowed himself a moment of quiet reflection. The galaxy had laughed at Earth. They had scoffed at the so-called primitive species. But humanity's show of strength was only just beginning. News of the human fleet's swift rescue of the besieged colony rippled through the galaxy like a shockwave, reshaping opinions and alliances in ways few could have predicted. From the grand halls of imperial palaces to the cramped chambers of rebel councils, the story was the same. Earth had arrived, and with it, a new era in the heart of the Vorvax Empire. General Krath sat before a massive holographic display showing the human teleporting warships in action. His jaw clenched as the simulation replayed the colony's liberation. They act faster than any known fleet. Krath muttered, his voice low with frustration. If we do not adapt quickly, we risk being outmaneuvered entirely. Across the council chamber, voices debated furiously. Some advocated ramping up Vorvax research into teleportation countermeasures, while others cautioned against open conflict with humanity, fearing the unpredictable consequences. Meanwhile, on the outer RIM worlds, smaller species celebrated. To them, humans represented hope, the triumph of determination and innovation over complacency and control. In the serene chambers of the Silari High Council, Ambassador Tlarin was drafting proposals to formalize diplomatic relations with Earth. She believed humanity's technology could be a catalyst for peace, not war. Sharing knowledge will bind us together, she said quietly to her aides. But we must also ensure safeguards so that teleportation technology is never misused. At the Galactic Council, meetings stretched long into the night. Debate was heated and divided. Some older empires viewed Earth's rise with suspicion, fearing a disruption to centuries of balance and control. Others saw an opportunity for rejuvenation and alliance. The human delegation, led by Ambassador Sarah Leon, took every opportunity to build bridges. They emphasized transparency, cooperation, and mutual respect. We come not as conquerors, but as partners, Sarah stated firmly during a high-profile assembly. Our technology is a tool for defense and exploration. Together, we can build a safer galaxy. Yet, not all reactions were peaceful. The Zarkath Dominion, a secretive and powerful empire with interests in maintaining dominance through stealth and subterfuge, began covert operations to uncover the secrets of human teleportation. Their agents infiltrated research centers, aiming to steal or sabotage Earth's technology. Back on Earth, intelligence agencies worked tirelessly to protect against these shadow threats. General Marcus Chen coordinated defensive measures, knowing that the true war might yet be fought in silence among the populace of various worlds. Underground resistance groups found new hope in Earth's example. Messages of solidarity spread, inspiring movements seeking to overthrow oppressive regimes or demand fairer treatment from ruling empires. For many, humanity was proof that even those deemed primitive could rise through innovation and courage. On Earth, the global government monitored these developments with cautious optimism. While the galactic spotlight brought opportunities, it also introduced risks, diplomatic pitfalls, espionage threats, and the pressure to live up to expectations. Dr. Lena March, reflecting on the rapid changes, addressed a gathering of scientists and leaders. "This is a moment of unprecedented responsibility," she said. "Our technology has opened a door, How we walk through it will shape the future not just for Earth, but for the entire galaxy. In response to growing calls for collaboration, Earth proposed the formation of a Galactic Defense and Research Alliance, inviting member species to contribute knowledge, share technology responsibly, and coordinate defense efforts. The offer was met with both enthusiasm and caution. Many saw it as a way to prevent the chaos that unchecked teleportation technology might cause. Others worried it would concentrate too much power in Earth's hands. Meanwhile, cultural exchanges blossomed. Alien artists, scholars, and explorers began visiting Earth, fascinated by its history and diversity. Likewise, humans prepared to venture deeper into the stars. Eager to learn and grow, as alliances formed and tensions simmered, one thing was clear: humanity's arrival had changed everything. The galaxy that once laughed at primitive Earth was now facing a force that could no longer be ignored. The teleporting warships were not merely vessels, they were symbols of human ingenuity, resilience, and the unyielding will to claim a rightful place among the stars. And as the first true alliances took shape, the foundation was laid for a future that none could have predicted, a future where Earth stood not on the sidelines, but at the center of galactic history. Despite the growing optimism and cooperation, beneath the surface of galactic diplomacy, dark currents of suspicion and intrigue began to swirl. Not everyone welcomed humanity's rise, and some factions worked silently to undermine Earth's new position in the dim corridors of the Zarkoth Dominion's secretive fortress. Counselor Virus convened a clandestine meeting. The chamber was shadowed, illuminated only by flickering holoscreens displaying Earth's teleporting warships in action. Our adversaries may boast unmatched technology, Virus began, voice cold and precise, but they are young and untested in galactic politics. Their rapid rise breeds uncertainty. Her lieutenants nodded. Our agents embedded near Earth's research complexes report increased security, but no sign of complete knowledge transfer. We must act before they fully master this power. Plans for sabotage, espionage, and misinformation were set in motion. The Zarkoth sought to destabilize Earth's alliances by planting false evidence implicating humans in covert attacks on neutral worlds. Meanwhile, within the Galactic Council, whispers of distrust grew louder. Some member states questioned whether humanity's technology was safe, fearing it might be weaponized beyond anyone's control. Ambassador Claren found herself walking a delicate line, advocating for transparency while investigating suspicious leaks of classified information. We must not let fear fracture the fragile peace we are building, she told her aides. On Earth, the signs of shadow warfare became undeniable. Reports of cyber intrusions, unexplained system malfunctions, and sabotage attempts at teleportation research facilities raised alarms. General Marcus Chen convened an emergency security meeting. The enemies of progress do not rest, he warned. We must strengthen our defenses, not only in hardware, but in intelligence. Dr. Lena March agreed, though her optimism was tempered by the realities of espionage. Our technology is powerful, but that power makes us a target. We must evolve faster than those who seek to exploit our advancements. To counter the covert threats, Earth launched Operation Sentinel, multi-layered defense network combining advanced cybersecurity, counterintelligence, and rapid response teams. Special units were trained in both conventional and unconventional warfare to protect teleportation sites and personnel. The operation also included diplomatic efforts to expose and isolate those behind the sabotage, using evidence gathered by undercover agents and cyber forensics. Back in the depths of space, the Zarkoth Dominion escalated their campaign. Using subterfuge, they intercepted communications and spread rumors of human aggression, attempting to turn the galaxy's opinion against Earth. Their efforts sowed confusion and paranoia. Some systems demanded stricter controls on teleportation technology, fearing it could be used to launch surprise strikes in response. Earth proposed a galactic summit dedicated to transparency and regulation. The summit aimed to establish clear guidelines for teleportation use, build trust, and prevent misunderstandings from spiraling into conflict. Ambassador Sarah Leon prepared to lead the delegation. "This summit is crucial," she said. "We must prove that humanity's rise is not a threat, but an opportunity for unity." As preparations advanced, Plaren confided in Sarah. "The shadows are long, and not all hands reaching for peace are sincere. We must watch carefully." The summit opened on a neutral moon, its towering domes filled with delegates from dozens of species. Discussions were intense, balancing the need for security with the desire for openness. Yet, beneath the formal speeches, covert agents maneuvered. Alliances were tested, and hidden agendas played out. Amid it all, a breakthrough came. Evidence uncovered by Earth's cyber teams exposed a Zarkov plot to sabotage a teleportation relay station. The revelation was public, forcing the Dominion to deny and deflect, but damaging their credibility. The summit ended with tentative agreements to monitor teleportation technology collaboratively and share certain advancements under strict supervision. For Earth, it was a diplomatic victory. But the war in shadows was far from over. As Ambassador Leanne departed the summit, she reflected on the complex new galactic landscape. Humanity's teleporting warships had forced open doors long closed, but those doors now stood at the threshold of intrigue, mistrust, and the delicate dance of power. In the cold vastness of space, the real battle for Earth's future was just beginning. The uneasy peace forged at the Galactic Summit held, but beneath the fragile surface, tensions simmered dangerously. The Zarkoth Dominion's covert operations had been exposed, but their resolve only hardened. They understood that direct confrontation with Earth's teleporting fleet was still risky. Tia, but their patience was wearing thin in the shadowed halls of the Dominion's capital. Counselor Virus paced with a cold fury. "Our agents have failed to cripple their technology, and the galaxy's opinion is turning in their favor. We must act decisively." Her voice echoed through the chamber as a fleet commander stepped forward. "We can strike at their supply lines, disrupt the flow of rare materials essential for their teleportation reactors. It will slow them down and sow chaos." Virus nodded slowly. "A slow choke, yes. But we must also undermine their alliances, turn their new friends against them." Far from the Dominion, Earth was far from complacent. Intelligence reports revealed increased Zarkath activity near key resource-rich systems vital to human teleportation. Technology Commander Elias Ryder reviewed the intel with concern. "They're trying to cut us off at the source. They succeed, it could cripple our fleet's ability to operate." General Marcus Chen called for immediate action. "We can't wait. Deploy the fleet to protect our mining colonies and supply lines. We must also increase patrols along critical routes." The human fleet mobilized with swift precision. Using their teleportation advantage, they leapfrogged across systems, appearing where needed in moments rather than days. Their presence reassured allies and frustrated their enemies. In one tense operation, human warships teleported just ahead of a Zarkoth raiding party near the mining colony of Vespernine. The humans struck first, disabling the raiders' ships with a combination of surprise and overwhelming firepower. The battle was swift but fierce. When the smoke cleared, the Zarkoth vessels were destroyed or fled, and the colony remained safe. Back on Earth, news of the victory boosted morale, but Ryder knew the war was far from over. Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts continued. Ambassador Sarah Leanne worked tirelessly to hold the coalition together, aware that fractured alliances could spell disaster. During a tense council meeting on the neutral world of Aerith, factions clashed over how to respond to the escalating conflict. Humanity's power is growing too quickly, argued Vorvak's General Krath. They must be contained before they become unstoppable. Clarin of the Solari countered, containment will only provoke war. Cooperation and trust must guide us, not fear. Amid the political storm, shocking revelation rocked the council. A mole within Earth's delegation had leaked sensitive information to the Zarkoth's dominion. The betrayal threatened to unravel years of diplomatic progress. Ambassador Lian felt the weight of the crisis. We must root out the traitor swiftly, she declared, before more damage is done. The hunt for the mole exposed deeper divisions. Some suspected agents planted by the Dominion. Others feared internal dissent, driven by fear and prejudice. In the shadows, the mole moved carefully, continuing to feed information to their masters. Each leak threatened to give the Zarkoth an edge that could tip the balance of power. As the conflict escalated, Earth and its allies launched Operation Iron Shield, a coordinated effort to secure supply lines, root out saboteurs, and prepare for the possibility of full-scale war. On the front lines, Ryder's fleet faced constant threats, but their teleporting warships maintained the upper hand. Their ability to strike unpredictably and vanish left enemies struggling to mount effective counterattacks. Still, Ryder knew every victory came with a cost. The technology that had brought humanity to the galaxy's forefront also painted a target. On their backs, one night aboard the Phoenix, Ryder stood with Lieutenant Kale Moran, gazing out at the stars. "They're pushing us hard," Kale said quietly. "And we'll push back harder," Ryder replied. "We didn't come this far to be pushed aside." As fleets prepared and alliances teetered, the galaxy stood on the brink of something new, a conflict born not just of technology, but of fear, ambition, and the unyielding will of a species that refused to be underestimated. Humanity's teleporting warships had changed everything. Now it was time to prove what that change truly meant. The galaxy held its breath as tensions reached their peak. The shadows of conflict stretched across star systems, threatening to ignite a war that could consume entire civilizations. Yet, amid the turmoil, humanity stood resolute, teleporting warships a beacon of both power and promise. Commander Elias Ryder watched the stars from the bridge of the Phoenix, the flagship of Earth's fleet. Reports of skirmishes, sabotage, and espionage filled the comm channels. But tonight, there was something different. Quiet determination, a readiness to face whatever came next. "Our allies are holding strong," Ryder said to Lieutenant Kale Moran, who stood at his side. "We've defended our people and our technology, and we've shown the galaxy what humanity can do." Kale nodded, eyes fixed on the swirling cosmos. But the real test is yet to come. That test arrived sooner than expected. A massive fleet from the Zarkoth Dominion emerged from the Outer Rim. Their ships bristling with weapons and cloaked in stealth technology designed to counter teleportation detection. The Dominion's leaders, desperate to halt Earth's rise, had gathered their forces for a decisive strike. The Galactic Council convened emergency sessions, the air thick with anxiety and debate. While many feared open war, the reality was unavoidable. The fate of the galaxy and humanity's place within it would be decided in the crucible of battle. The stage was set near a strategic system called Solara Prime, rich in resources and a keynote in teleportation supply lines. Earth's fleet arrived swiftly, teleporting information around the system's orbit. Ryder's voice was steady as he addressed his captains. "This is more than a fight for survival. It's a fight for the future, our future, and the future of every species willing to embrace change and cooperation. We will defend Solara Prime with everything we have." The battle erupted with fierce intensity. Zarkoth ships launched wave after wave of attacks, using stealth and speed to try to overwhelm Earth's defenses. but the humans were ready. Teleporting warships vanished before enemy weapons could lock on, reappearing in devastating counterattacks. Their precision and coordination bewildered even the most seasoned Zarkoth commanders. Amid the chaos, Ryder led a daring strike force deep into enemy formations. Teleporting inside the heart of the Dominion's fleet to disable command ships and disrupt their coordination. Elsewhere, Allied fleets from Solari, Vorvax, and other species joined the fight, united by the shared goal of preserving peace and progress. After hours of relentless combat, the Zarkoth fleet was forced to retreat. Their losses staggering. The victory was decisive, but not without sacrifice. Earth mourned the brave souls lost in battle, and the galaxy recognized the price of peace in the aftermath. The Galactic Council moved swiftly to formalize new treaties governing teleportation technology, trade, and mutual defense. Ambassador Sarah Leon addressed the assembly with quiet pride. Today, we have faced our fears and fought not as rivals, but as a united galaxy. Humanity's journey has only just begun, but together we have forged a new dawn. Back on Earth, celebrations were tempered with reflection. Dr. Lena March spoke at a global broadcast. Our technology unlocked doors that were once closed. But it is our choices, our commitment to cooperation, respect, and understanding that will define our future. Commander Ryder stood before his fleet one last time as they prepared to explore deeper into the stars. We showed the galaxy that humans are more than primitive Earthlings. We are pioneers, protectors, and partners. Our teleporting warships are not just tools of war, they are symbols of what we can achieve when we dare to dream. As the fleet vanished in a shimmering blink, heading toward the unknown reaches of space, the galaxy watched with hopeful eyes. The laughter that once echoed at humanity's expense was gone. In its place was respect, cautious optimism, and a promise. A promise that the new dawn had arrived on humanity would stand among the stars. Not as underdogs, but as equals.